Okay, we are back with our 2 days of live coverage of the T3 conference here in the Big Easy, New Orleans. And up next we have Parker Ence, someone who I've been eager to speak with, who is the co-founder and CEO of Jump AI. Parker, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so as Parker and I were talking about offline, as you know, and the audience certainly knows, this is like a side gig, right? I actually run a firm, and one of the things I love most about doing this broadcast is I get to meet with all the people that we're doing due diligence on, and we just happen to be doing due diligence on you guys at Jump. We've had Mark Gilbert from Zox a few times. We're looking at Zox and a few others. So short of actually having a cage match between you and Mark, which would be great television, help like me, as well as of course the audience, compare and contrast, let's say, which I think are the two leaders, you guys and Zox.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. So I think that we usually start with the market data, right? Because I can say a lot of things, but we want to start with what others have said. So if you go out to the Kitces research and if you go out to the T3 survey that they run every year, you'll see that Jump is somewhere between 2 and 2.5 times larger than any other competitor in terms of adoption.
Okay.
I do think that that's evidence of just our product sense and our ability to deliver on what advisors need. You'll also see Jump at the top of the list in terms of advisor satisfaction. And you go talk to groups like the Oasis group that have done kind of side-by-side comparisons, and they'll say that Jump is the market leader. So then the question is why? And so based on what we hear from advisors, it comes down to a few things. The first is, from the very beginning, we've designed with the advisor workflows in mind. And so what that means is spending so much time with advisors to understand the day in the life, the workflow. That means the integrations that we build, the quantity of integrations, the depth of those integrations. For example, before we were talking about Salesforce, that was our very first integration. In fact, the very first version of Jump didn't even generate a note. It was actually it just updated the fields in Salesforce.
Okay.
So we've always had a deep CRM integration that can deal with custom fields and other things. You mentioned eMoney and Orion before. We have strong partnerships with both of those firms as well, and good integrations there. The ability to customize. So what we have found is that advisors want to sound like themselves. They don't want to sound like a generic AI robot.
Sure.
And so the ability for Jump to deliver outputs that sound like the advisor and match the workflows of the firm, we score high on that. We've also...
Let me just pause you there, because this is really interesting to me, because again, because we are literally about to sign up with one of you guys in the next few months. So, and I'm fascinated by AI, as everyone is, of course. How does it get to sound like me? Because I know when AI does an output, it's like, that doesn't really sound like the way I would say this. How do you guys get your AI to sound more like me?
Yeah, so there are two main ways that we do it. One is we can go back and look at your past work, and we can adopt that as part of your settings and configuration.
Okay.
The other is you can literally go in yourself and just upload examples of your favorite note that you've ever made. It's like, this note is so good, it should be framed on the wall.
This is pure Chuck.
I want every note to be this Chuck, right? So that's how we accomplish that. And that's all.
Very cool.
That's all part of the prompting, so that's not it's not the model learning your style. We don't actually want the model to remember anything about you. We want the model to forget you. That's the way we keep your data safe.
Yeah, okay, that was going to be another question, so that's good. So again, keeping with the compare and contrast a little bit,
Sure.
You're a good sport about this, of course. What can Jump do that you feel Zox cannot? Or what does Jump do far better than what Zox could do? And of course, I'm going to ask you the opposite.
Yeah, sure. So to kind of continue on from before, I think another piece of feedback that we get is ease of use, and we've invested heavily in hiring amazing product designers. So we often get the feedback that when folks use products side by side, that Jump's the easiest to use, cleanest design, least cluttered, and just is very smooth user experience.
To be fair, I have heard that quite a bit.
Yeah, so we hear that a lot.
Yep.
I think another thing that makes Jump very different, we have established this entire insights team. And what that means is, in the early days of Jump, it was all about time savings. It was how do we help you save an hour to 2 hours per day by automating the pre-meeting prep and the post-meeting follow-up. And we do hear, we have 27,000 advisors that we work with now, and they will routinely say, I'm saving 10 to 15 hours a week. And so that was kind of chapter one. Chapter two was all about how do we actually use all of this data that is flowing in and out of Jump in the form of conversations and emails and all the other data systems that we're connected to help drive organic growth. And this is something that nobody but Jump is doing today.
Okay.
This is identifying signals out of the data. This is delivering dashboards and intelligence about what's actually working. What are the best advisors in the firm doing that's different from the rest? How do we identify those factors and push them back in the form of coaching and scorecards, all AI driven? How do we give you as the firm leader an x-ray into what's actually going on out there in the trenches? We know that it's probably not exactly what you think's going on, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Could you guys do that with support as well? That would be interesting.
Yes, yeah.
Like tracking our support team and which one of our CSAs are like making our clients thrilled, which ones are not. Yeah?
Yes, we can. And you can set up any kind of custom insight report. You can have it run on a weekly basis, or you can do a retroactive. It's almost like surveying all of your old meetings and getting data.
Yeah.
A couple of examples we see there. Hey, we think we're pretty good at asking for referrals. What percent do we actually ask for referrals amongst all of our annual review meetings?
Okay.
What kinds of assets are actually being initiated in conversation by the client? What's being initiated by the advisor? Which one works better? What's leading to higher conversion rate? Of all the held away assets that clients are mentioning, are we actually taking action on those, and do we have a plan to follow up on those? So that's all part of our Grow product, which is separate from our our AI meeting product.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So now let's flip the tables. What would you say Zox perhaps does better than you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one to give anyone their due.
I'm at a loss. I don't know.
Yeah, and I like truly would be very happy to give anybody their due. I cannot think of something right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. All right. So now, I've been getting a lot of mileage out of this quote. I think it's Bill Gates. Where people, let me get this right, overestimate what technology is going to do in the short term.
Yeah.
But underestimate what it's going to do in the long term. And long term could be 12 months these days. Like long term isn't really long term anymore.
Yeah.
What is something really, wow, spectacular that you have on a roadmap that you could see happening with Zox in the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah. I don't know what Zox will be doing in the next 12 or 18 months.
I'm sorry. Did I say Zox?
Yeah.
Jump AI.
It's okay. This quote must be in the ether because somebody actually brought this up at lunch today, just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
And I do think it's very relevant for today. I feel like we're living in dog years in technology right now. There's this Cambrian explosion of new ideas and new tools.
Yeah.
We just this week launched 2 new products. So the first 2.5 years of Jump, it was all about the meeting assistant. We launched our Grow product, which is all about driving organic growth with AI. We also launched our Operate product, which is all about automating back office workflows.
I love that.
Responding to client emails, document intelligence, client intake, and we've got more coming soon as well. Within the next 2 weeks, you'll have an AI associate that essentially can take direction from you and carry out tasks across your entire tech stack, read and write inside of your different systems and actually finish work for you. So that's like 1, maybe 2 weeks away.
Wow.
2 years away.
Who knows?
I mean, I think where we're going is that the advisor is doing relationship and AI is doing everything else.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've been in this business for 30 years, and it started off, back when we used to write things.
Yeah.
And I said, if anyone in this office sees me with a pen in my hand, you're not doing your job. Because all I should be doing is talking to clients, interacting with clients, and not filling out forms.
Yeah.
Or these days, pressing the keyboard.
Yep.
All right. Parker Ence, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This was fantastic, and you're good sport.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's it for this particular segment. We're going to close things up in about another hour with the man himself, Michael Kitces. Stay tuned for that. I will see you then. All right, that was excellent. Really good. Great.